Sorry, I had to get my hot cocoa. I have a feeling this is going to go cold. I should have made it earlier. Anyway, folks, good morning. Glad you could be with me today. Glad to be here. Happy New Year. Happy 2017. Let me say again, the missus really enjoyed speaking with everyone on her birthday Friday. So thank you for everyone who could show up for that. I know it was like last minute, but she really had a lot of fun. All righty. Let's move this over here. I'm going to get to your questions. Excuse me. I have a lot of questions. Some of them were repetitive, and a lot of them can be easily answered. So I'm going to zip through them here. First one, do you think Palpatine's resurrection was a bad idea, and does it ruin Anakin's sacrifice? Let's see. First off, no, I don't, from Dark Empire, because remember, the Emperor wants to live forever. In episode 3, he's trying to find a secret to, you know, eternal life. And so that kind of goes right with what he says in episode 3. So in my opinion, it doesn't. Anakin's sacrifice is still there because he basically destroyed the Sith. Remember, Palpatine is a shell of himself now. Going forward, and the Empire is falling apart. So I don't think Anakin's sacrifice is in vain because of that. That's just my opinion. Would you change anything within the Star Wars EU timeline? Would I change anything? Less Clone Wars stories, no Dave Filoni Clone Wars, or if so, half of those stories would go out, not all of them, and then less Rebellion era stories. There are way too many stories in that era. It's like I'm coming up on it, you know, after I finish with the Clone Wars, and it'll be like, man, those guys didn't have time to take a bathroom break. They were super busy. Let me break to say hello, 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 everyone. I'm glad you liked the last Q&A. Let's see. Dingo stole my beer. Hey, John. Let's see. Have you ever watched Death Note? Was another question. No, I haven't. Sorry. Is that a fan film? Star Wars fan film? It says, if Anakin was never burned on Mustafar, do you think he would have reached full potential? Yes. I think even in episode 3 novel, doesn't Palpatine say something like that? Like, you know, he's badly burned. Oh, man, all that wasted potential, but he'll recover what he can. You know, do best with whatever's left over from Anakin. I think that's mentioned in the novel. Another one, have you heard of Star Wars HoloNet? Yes, I have. I don't really, you know, keep up with it, though. Let's see. Let's see. 11, Twin Sons update. Filthy Casual said, why am I even awake? I hear, folks, I just woke up not but 20 minutes ago, I think. It was a rough day yesterday. I'm not rough. I just spent, my brother's in town from New York, and I stayed up really late talking with him. This was his last day here, so I'm actually going to see him before he hits the airport after this Q&A. But anyway, I got up in time. I didn't set my alarm because I can't ever sleep late anymore. It's the pleasures of getting older. You can't sleep as late for some reason. The sun wakes you up or something. I don't know. Anyway, I will give you a Twin Sons update when I hear something. They do have their website up. If you don't know, Twin Sons is a charitable organization. They do a lot of great stuff concerning Star Wars EU books, like donating them to libraries and whatnot. If they are going to do a big fundraiser, it's just been delayed for about a month. But when they do announce anything, you will hear it on this channel, guaranteed. You will hear it. Probably do a separate video for that too. Something similar to the billboard. It's not going to be a billboard. It's going to be something similar. I have an idea, but I don't run the Twin Sons Foundation. So, you know, they don't, you know, they'll listen to my, you know, advice. They don't have to heed it at all. They're the ones in control, and they are really doing some good. They are really doing some good. They are the true heroes. So they can do whatever they want. Would you like to see EU films similar to the DC animated movies? Yeah, I like every DC animated movie I've seen so far. In fact, I think DC, where they do not rule the box office, they rule and the cartoon, straight to DVD animation. I think DC is just wonderful at that. That'd be nice to see. I don't know if we'd ever see it, but it'd be nice to see. How do you think Solo would go down in the EU, John? The same way you suggested, and a blaze of glory with the Millennium Falcon. I think that's the only way Han should go out. Let me get some of these questions up here before I get too far behind. Okay, Josh Farm makes a nice note. I don't watch Rebels, Josh, so thanks for that. I'm going to ask Bruce about this. Yeah, I don't believe that Thrawn, he says that Thrawn kind of loses his patience with Imperial officers, grabs them in a rage and whatnot. And yeah, that doesn't seem like him to have his emotions take over. But remember, Dave Filoni, man, he tweaks a lot of the characters. Remember, Ventress doesn't seem the same as she is in the books and comic books. So, yeah, I totally agree with that. Relic, it's 2 a.m. for you. Brother, I did not know that. I am so sorry. We'll have to change the time on these. My favorite EU character, Matthew, is Kip Durin, the Jedi. I've mentioned that before, but that's okay. I've only had like maybe 1,200 more subscribers since then. How is the EU movement going on right now? I'm not involved with them anymore, so just curious. The EU movement is doing pretty good overall, I think. You haven't heard much from it because we're at a wait and see. I can't talk about anything, but there's some decision that needs to go down, not on our end, on someone else's end, and depending on where that falls, that's when we'll make our next move, or they will. I say our. I shouldn't include myself. It's those guys do a lot of the work. I'm just the voice. But I definitely will let you know. But they're doing pretty good, man. We're picking up new people all the time. If you think about it, let me see. My channel keeps growing. There are tons of people. One of the best comments I get, and I get this. I got it like twice last week. Was, Matt, you got me convinced to start reading the EU. Where should I start? And I'm like, wow. All right, start here. I think I just wrote a comment on that just a few days ago. But I'm still writing those comments on my channel. That's great. More and more people are getting interested in the EU. The numbers are growing, so it's really good. If Dale dug a hole, would it fill with water? Absolutely. Anyone who gets that reference, we should give them a prize. I remember in one video where you were reading, thinking about reading Tarkin, you can recognize the book status as ambiguous. A lot of EU references. Could you reconsider it being a part of Matt's expanding universe? No, because a buddy of mine read it. It does change Tarkin's history from the original EU, so it is different. And James Luceno even says that. He says he doesn't go out of his way to purposely destroy anything from the old EU, but it is the new stuff. So he dropped all of Tarkin's history, rewrote it differently. None of the stuff from established in the comic books from Tarkin is in that book. In fact, there's some contradictions in it. So it doesn't fit, and I'm not really for mixing canon. I know some of you are for mixing canon. Even one of my good friends, Joe Bongiorno, StarWarsTimeline.net, is going to start mixing canon, where he can. I told him my thoughts on it. He told me his thoughts on it, and we agreed to disagree. I mean, it's not like we're not friends anymore, but I don't agree with it, but he does, and that's fine. I mean, I'm going to say to each his own there, but me personally, I don't mix canon. Do you like messy? Or, I don't know what that one means. All right. If we get Sword of the Jedi, will it be a trilogy or a series of books? I think it would only be a trilogy. According to Troy Denning, it was only going to be a trilogy. All right, so let me get back to some of these questions. Who is the worst character in the Walking Dead series? That is Tara right now. In fact, when they did that episode, that lone episode about Tara, I looked at my wife and went, who is she? Oh, yeah. And it's sad that she used to be very important during the Governor storyline. I was kind of interested in her. But then they hardly show her at all anymore. And now they give her own episode and we're supposed to care. I still don't care about her. In fact, the more I think about it, the more worthless she is. Of course, right now I'm getting kind of tired with the TV show, period. I love the comic book. The comic book's still fantastic. But the TV show, in my opinion, is dropping in interest. Even the missus, she doesn't like Fear the Walking Dead, and the new Walking Dead, she has been a little disappointed with as well. Anthony gives me a board game question, which is so awesome. I don't get many of those. Best edition of Zombies. Anthony, that would be the 3rd edition probably, because it has all those new zombies. And if you buy a bag of zombies, you will get the original, prints of zombies. So you'll even have more of different kinds of zombies, and that is always a good thing. So I have the 2nd and the 3rd edition. I bought the 3rd edition because I thought, I didn't do my homework, and I thought it was going to be way different than the other ones, and it wasn't. But that's okay, because I'm still happy I got it for the zombies in case. But the 3rd edition's well worth your time. All right. You're right. Filthy casual. Mixing canon just doesn't seem to work. Do you think the Jedi should get married only to prevent them from falling to the dark side and agreeing mixing the canons? Okay, Matthew, yes. I'm all for them being married. I know the EU went in that direction, even though George tried to stray away from it in the prequels. But that was actually the fall of the Jedi, right? In fact, there's a scene in episode 2 where Anakin's talking to Padme. He's like, we're forbidden to love. When you're forbidden to love, like, that's ridiculous. You're the Jedi. What love should be part of your, habitat, your belief system and whatnot. And she was right. And that kind of keeping away from those other emotions, because that will make us too emotional. Well, you didn't feel enough. Now, Qui-Gon knew that. Of course, in the EU, we see more of that. And Obi-Wan did a little bit too. But a lot of the Jedi failed. Now, there was a sect of Jedi who did believe you should get married back in the prequel era. And they did give them their due recognition in the EU. That's only because they had been mentioned before in the new canon. And they had, the old EU canon, and they had to say, oh, George changed it. So let's say there was a sect of Jedi who did believe this. And Anakin falls within that sect. This is Karen Travis's book, No Prisoners, actually. And he gets to meet them, and he hears that getting married is okay, and he's already secretly married, so that gave him kind of some hope, and knew that something was wrong with the Jedi. Now he got it wrong, what was wrong with the Jedi, but he knew, hey, the Jedi are flawed, but he kind of twisted that to his own intentions. But it was a very good book for that reason as well. Anyway. Tarkin's character was not so developed in the EU. Not much backstory. Read the Marvel comic books. It's different. How do you imagine Anakin Skywalker before the prequels came out? Boring. He's a kid. He's a baby. Oh, how do I imagine before the movies came out? Like a real big hero. Now, of course, I didn't understand. It makes sense that everyone gets upset because, oh, but he's a whiny, crying baby, and he's really, but that makes sense, though. He feels he's entitled. He's the chosen one, and I get it. I understand that. So the way they portrayed him was differently than what I thought. I thought he was this big superhero who could do everything and just made a mistake, like Samson in the Bible. But, of course, the way they did it is fine with me. Do you prefer bollocks over I-5? I bollocks all the way. Forget about it. If you win $1 million, how would you use it? How would I use $1 million? Geez, I'd pay off my house. I'd pay off my brother's house. I'd spread the wealth between the family, really, and then put some aside for a nifty retirement, and then go back to work. That's how I'd do it. If I had so much money, I didn't have to work anymore, I'd travel. I'd do a traveling show around the world and see each one of you. I think I would, because I love meeting people. If they continue to make Legends books after Crucible, do you think they'll still go to George for permission on certain things? No, they won't anymore. They'll go through Disney. They may ask George for advice on things or pointers, but I don't even think they would that, because there's no need to now. What is the board game you have enjoyed playing the most thus far? Overall, my favorite game ever is Stratomatic Baseball. I was just talking to this about my brother last night. I'm getting ready to do a season. In fact, it was supposed to start today, but there's too much going on today. This is the last day that I'm off, so I'm not going to start my season until tomorrow maybe, or I don't know. I'm trying to write another dinner theater script. Not that this is really important to anyone. I'm doing a dinner theater starting up. Actually, tonight is auditions, and I want to write a few more. So I'm trying to write some scripts this month, and then next month I'll start my Stratomatic Baseball season. Of the newer games I have bought this year, that is extremely hard. Let me think. This year, Project Elite, really awesome game. And then Spartacus. I just reviewed that one. That's a really good game too. Those would be two of the better games I've had this year. Other ones that I bought that I enjoyed, oh dang, there's too many. I bought a lot of games this year. I will not be buying as many games this 2017 because I bought a slew. As you saw, my shelf is almost up to the roof there. Anyway, let's see. Good question though. You don't think zombies work in Star Wars? Ooh, read Death Trooper. Think again. Maybe you've read Death Trooper and you don't like it. That's fine. Have I tried card games like Phase 10? You know what? I played Phase 10 a long time ago, but it's been so long, I do not recall. So no, I have before, but I don't remember it. Isn't that bad? Maybe it wasn't that good. Do you think we'll still have a chance to continue Legends? Let me answer that with a few other questions I got here. Someone asked, what would you do if you saw the Black Series Revan toy on a shelf in your store? I would buy it. If you don't know, Legends, people are catching on that Legends are getting popular. Hasbro, definitely, right? Jaina Solo won this year, and they know people love Legends. And the Revan figure's selling out everywhere. It's being sold on eBay for $50 right now. You can't get it below that. It's a hot item toy for collectors. I predict Jaina Solo will be even more popular. Someone asked me about Funko Pops. I don't like them. I think they're stupid, but people collect them. People love them. And guess what? There was a lot of votes for Legends characters. They went, wow, okay, you guys want Legends characters. Okay. Can you imagine all these toys are selling out, and guess what? Del Rey's going to sit there going, huh. And I bet, wouldn't it be awesome if they did their own poll, said, what book would you like to see? And of course, it would be overwhelmingly Legends. And they would make one, and then they'd make money. I think it's very possible. I really do. I really do. Let me just go over a few more of these questions in here, and I'll get back to the questions on here. Thoughts on the announced Yoda movie? I don't really care. They can make whatever spinoff they want. I won't be watching it. And fans' request for Kenobi. I know Ewan McGregor was privy to coming back as Kenobi, but again, I really care much about the new movies. Do you think the introductions of different dimensions into the new canon, which I don't know if that's happened, but Legends can now be canon? I know people say, well, couldn't Legends still be canon because it's an alternate dimension? Well, it already is an alternate dimension, kind of. You know, Legends is its own canon, its own separate canon. So in my mind, it's still an alternate reality. And so, yeah, it can exist. I mean, it does exist, in my opinion. Let's see, what other questions? We got a lot of good questions here. In the second Thrawn book, Mara Jade says the Emperor cut off Darth Vader's hand as punishment for allowing the first Death Star to be destroyed. Was this ever addressed? Yes, it was addressed in the second book of the Thrawn trilogy. That was a smart ass answer, wasn't it? No, I don't think it was addressed anywhere else. Have you seen Rogue One? No, I won't. I won't be. Oh, but folks, check out the Prince of the Universe Facebook page soon. Not now. I haven't sent it to Bruce yet. I am going to start writing articles again. I used to on the Facebook page. I sent it to Bruce and he posted, and people used to love them. And then I stopped because I got too busy. But I'm back to writing again. I'm going to write something. The first one is titled Rogue One, W-O-N. Doesn't mean what you think it means, but it's actually really good. It's going to talk about, I'll tell you, it's going to talk about my experience, basically me going rogue and not reading, watching, or listening to anything about the new Star Wars and how that went. What was my personal experience saying goodbye to that, part of my life. I think it's good. Anyway, that should come out later on this week. Whenever I send the email to Bruce, I finished it yesterday, a few days ago. I just haven't sent it to him yet. Would I consider Rogue One EU because it fills in perfectly with A New Hope's prologue? Well, I mean, it may, but it goes directly against everything written in Dark Forces, so probably not. Remember, they already talked about this story before, so this is totally in contradiction to the EU, which I'm fine with. I'm not bothered by that. They're creating their new canon, and that's fine. They can totally do that. And anyone who liked the movie, that's fine. Isn't it funny how Red Letter Media is getting torn to shreds right now because they gave it a bad review? And people are, one quote, and it was funny, the guy wrote in the comments, if you don't like every Star Wars movie, then you're not a Star Wars fan. Red Letter Media, talk to me. I've heard that before. Do you think the EU had become overly sexualized? No, Chad, I do not. There were some points where it got a little iffy. I remember Michael Stackpole's Rogue Squadron series, a little iffy there with one of the pilots, I think. And then Shaz the Empire, right? Wasn't Zizor wearing like a see-through robe and they were talking about what you could see? And I'm going, I don't want to read this. What is going on? Other than that, though, I think it's very safe for kids. I think it's very safe for kids. In fact, I actually turned a kid onto the EU years ago, and he was like 12 or something. And I accidentally gave him Shaz the Empire, and I was thinking, oh no! And his dad got it and read it and said, that was pretty good. And I was like, okay, it's not too bad. But I could think of that one scene where he's trying to seduce Leia and going, icky. But other than that, though, no, I don't think so. Someone wrote down this question last. I liked it. Are you a Mets fan? Yes, I've been a Mets fan since they won the World Series in 1986. I was a little kid. I was very impressed with them, and I've been suffering ever since. Actually, that's not so true. The past few years have been okay. We made it to the World Series, and if, a baseball game would have only gone 8 innings, we would have won the World Series. That was aggravating to watch. Let me tell you, that was so aggravating to play so good in the playoffs and then fall a friggin' part in the 9th inning every game. We were ahead, 4 of the 5 games we lost, we were ahead in the 8th inning, and we lost in the 9th. I digress. Anyway, let's see what you got here. If not, I get the feeling they'll want to kill off Luke Skywalker because what you said originally didn't want to kill him off in Victor Prime. Would the EU want to kill off Luke Skywalker? Eventually, I think every all those characters need to die, either peacefully, which I think Luke should. I think I said Luke should go peacefully, right? Han should go out in a blaze of glory, and Leia, it's a coin flip. She could go peacefully like Mon Mothma did, and I wouldn't mind that. Or she could go out in a blaze of glory like, spoiler alert. No, I'm not going to ruin that. Heck, it's been forever. Like someone else in New Jedi Order did with a thermal detonator. So either way, she would be fine. But that's what I would think. But eventually, yeah, I think they would need to kill him off. Have you heard some Star Wars fans are boycotting Star Wars children's publisher Simon & Schuster because they signed a book deal with Milo? Really? Why? Milo, folks, is the troll of the internet. I think he's kind of funny because basically what he's just doing is he's poking all these, politically correct people. Now, does he overstep his boundaries from time to time? Yes, I think he does. But he's just poking, and he likes to poke the bear, which maybe someone else has before on this channel. Hey, Chuck. So I kind of feel for him, but yeah, let Star Wars fans boycott, whatever. The world is so full of just sissies who think I'm going to be serious. They're just full of crybabies who think they deserve something that they don't need. I know some good guys, they're younger, but they feel like they deserve it to be in a managing position straight out of college because they went to college for management. So you need to put me in management, but they have zero experience. And I hate to feel like an old codger, but you know, I work my way up, and they'll have to too. There is no easy button that gets you straight to the top. But, and again, I love millennials. Heck, some of my little brothers and sisters are millennials, because we're so far apart. My sister and I are like 14 years apart, I think, 14, 15 years apart. So she's in another generation, and she's totally different. She thought the world, she still kind of thinks the world, you know, deserves to bow to her. And I'm like, nah. Gen X, we were like, you know, we had a chip on our shoulder too, but we knew we were going to do it. We were just going to do the work our way, was our rebellious moment. Now they're like, we don't want to do the work, just give it to us. That's not every millennial. I'm just saying. And generally speaking, in the public there, you know, oh, you don't agree with us, then we're going to hate you. You think about social justice warriors is what they're called. They've turned against their own kind. I mean, you look at J.K. Rowling. I mean, just totally obnoxious online for all the stuff she comes out with. They asked her, hey, is this guy gay? Is this gay? And then they asked her, is this character gay? She went, no. And then, why can't he be gay? And they all got mad. Or you hate gay people. What? J.K. Rowling doesn't. I'll tell you that. But they kind of turned on her. And I wonder what those people think when they're like, dude, we've been supporting you this whole time. But if you don't agree with every little thing, then they totally freak out. They totally make you look like a bigot, because name calling is better than trying to defend your own point of view. They can't defend their own point of view. They can't argue the point. That's why they revert to name calling and trying to put you in a different light. Because if I just call, it's like we're having a discussion and you say this, I call you a liar. Then I try to say, yeah, he lies about everything, folks. Liar over here. Am I defending my point? No. I'm just trying to label you as something so that you can be seen as being in the wrong, which is exactly how a lot of people argue these days. Anyway, whoo, get down off that soapbox, right? Have I ever checked out the film, this prequel Strike Back? I think I have. It's been a while, though. I think I have. That's one on the prequels, right? Read you bedtime stories of the EU. That would be funny. Hey, meeting everyone here would be cool. Let's see. All right. Hold on just a moment. I'm way behind. Wow. Hold on. I'm going to catch up. Wow, I'm super behind. All right. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks for the comment about my videos, man. Hey, you know what? You guys keep subscribing. I get more subscribers like every day, and that's more motivation than you would know. It's like, wow, people are still watching. People are still interested. I have borderline ADD. I get bored quick, but a lot of people just keep watching more and more. That's really awesome. Funko are producing Legends Pops. Well, good for them. If they were lollipops, I may order one. But the Funko Pops, I think they're dumb. That's just me, though. How is Matt Wilkins doing? Matt Wilkins is doing pretty fine. He's enjoying his lukewarm hot chocolate. And then comes the EU haters who say all the voting is rigged for Legends. And here's the thing. If they want to get their own, they need to keep voting. Legends fans are just avid fans. Someone else, you know, here in the U.S. complained because they thought the election was rigged. Do you see the analogy here? It's weird, isn't it? But you know what? Those haters, man, they're gonna get up on the streets and they're gonna cause chaos. And they're gonna complain and bellyache. But they didn't have enough voters. There's a huge Legends base out there who wants more Legends. Anything they can get their hands on, even merchandising. I keep bringing this cup back and forth to my lips here. That's kind of annoying. Am I still receiving death threats from EU haters? Not lately. I had one guy say something, get on there, and whatever, this guy's an idiot. You know, I don't even respond to him anymore. It's just not worth doing anymore. Joe put the Despotica in the very beginning of his timeline. Where would you put it? That was an article. It wasn't really a story. It was an article written by Jason Fry, wasn't it? 6-part series. I've talked a little bit about it before, Anthony. But to be honest, it's an article. Like it's not an adventure. It's like a what's it? It's like a West End Game supplemental, is what it is. It recounts history. It's like a guideline. In fact, the Essential Guide to Warfare reprinted a lot of that in there. So, I mean, yeah, all this stuff happened ages ago, probably not before Dawn of the Jedi, right? I don't think it did. It could have. I'll have to read it again. But it's all in Guide to Warfare. So that's more of a guide for me. So I'm not going to put it in the timeline for me personally. A spinoff movie for Jaina Solo. Love it. Be fun. I don't think it would happen, but it'd be fun. What do I think of the Star Wars Legacy comics? Wolfgar, I thought they were awesome. Really can't wait to get to them. And well, I'll kind of save that. But yeah, I think those comic books are really good. I enjoyed them. You know, I enjoyed that era. It was a fun era, even though it was just comic books. I wish it would have been more, but it was good. Rogue One is an awesome fanfic movie. I've heard that before from several people. I already talked about Carrie Fisher on the last Q&A. Folks, it's sad. I mean, I'm not broken up about it because I didn't know her personally, but yeah, it's always sad when you know, a star dies, like Kenny Baker. You know, it's sad. You know what? That is funny. They gave a lot of hate to the prequels. Red Letter Media did, but they didn't care about that, did they? They do care about Rogue One. The Rogue One people are even worse, I guess. That's why it prompted a response. He did a response video for all the negative comments on the channel. It's pretty funny too. Dark Times comic books, all right? Pirates fan. Oh, how was the year 1991 for you? I'm just kidding. That was me. Do you think Dark Horse comics were better than the Marvel comics? Today, I don't know because I don't read Marvel comics. Back in the day, that is super hard. Yes, there was a lot of good Dark Horse, probably better than Marvel. But that doesn't mean the old Marvel was bad. But Dark Horse did come out with some great stories. Jesper, I already answered the question about the EU movement. You may have joined a little bit late. But yeah, anything else comes out new, I'm definitely going to make the announcement. What do I think Star Wars, future Star Wars will be in 20 and 30 years? What collapse due to the immense ripping off of EU message? You know what? I actually talked about this a long time ago in Prince of the Universe podcast. I don't think this new EU will last 20 years. I think they will eventually have to reboot because it will be super crowded. Now remember, the old EU lasted 35 years before they had to reboot it. This one is not going to last. It could even go 15 years with a reboot because with all these, the TV show, the movie once a year, books, comic books coming out, that expanding universe is going to get crowded very, 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 very fast. So I think they have to restart it again, and then we'll see what everyone thinks when they do it again. I haven't heard about Chuck's latest idea. Probably not interested. Therapy Ewoks. That's funny. Is that it? If they announced 2 more of the Dawn of the Jedi books, would you read them? Yeah, I guess. If they were anything Legends, I would read. I would hope they wouldn't go back to Dawn of the Jedi. If they did, they need to explain some things from the comic book, not really the novel. But yeah, if it's Legends, I'll read it. I think Chuck needs to talk to some of those Therapy Ewoks. All right. Dang, I am behind. Let's see here. What medium would you like? The Zim the Despot story? And where would I like to? I would love to see it in a novel, covered in a novel. Jeremy, of course I miss you. You've been busy, brother. Yeah, it's actually hot chocolate is what I'm drinking. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. It's really weird. Yeah, Jeremy, get back on your can. How do you rank the 6 films? Like favorite to least favorite? I like Jedi, Return of the Jedi best. Empire next. Oh no. Do I like New Hope better than Empire? Surely not. That's blasphemy, right? I think I do. Not that I hate Empire, but it would be my least favorite of the trilogy. That sounds awful. Empire's great. No, it would be my least. I like Jedi. I like New Hope. New Hope and Jedi used to fight for #1 as a kid back in the day. So Empire, I liked Empire, but I wasn't blown away by Empire like everyone else was. I think it's great, but it would be third. And then the prequels. Out of the prequels, probably 3, 1, and 2. Is that right? 3, 1, and 2. It may be 3, 2, 1. I don't know. Maybe 2. It's probably 2. That's a great question. Have I answered that before? That's weird. I don't think I've been asked that before. If I have, I've forgotten. Good question though. What books are you reading for the Star Wars Expanded Universe? Nothing right now. I proofread something that will come out. Some new EU that will come out. Legends. It was old Legends. It wasn't printed. I proofread it last year, and they're looking to get it on StarWars.com soon. And if not, then the author has clearance to put it on his website, and I will let you know when that becomes available. That's all I can say about it, though. But there is unpublished Legend stuff coming in 2017. Jeremy, are you advertising on my live Q&A? Kenobi, can't wait to review that book. That was a good book. I'm getting up on 100 episodes. Maybe I'll do that for episode 100. We'll see. Do you think Kyle Katana getting the new cannon? Who knows? I do not know. Maybe. I don't think Harrison might be next to die. That's kind of morbid. I don't know. He almost died in that plane wreck. Remember that crash a while back? That was wild. I don't know. Oh my. I lost my place. I'm sorry. I wish I had a better. YouTube is so rough on catching up on comments. It's not y'all's fault. Y'all are doing a great job. I used to have this up on my Kindle. It was a lot easier to look at. Do you still have the paperback version of Heir to the Empire? Yes, that I got for my birthday, 13th birthday. Yes, I do. Still have it. It's, the spine is bent to heck because back then I didn't really care about breaking the spine on paperbacks. Now I read paperbacks where I'm very careful not to bend the spine. But I still have it. Very treasured, very treasured. Good memories with that book. Any new board games for Christmas? You got Pandemic, good. Catan, awesome. Sheriff of Nottingham, great. No, I didn't get any for Christmas, but I do have some on the way. I got Bazaar, thanks to Norm at the Board Game Museum. He showed me that game. I just got my game in. It's really awesome. I got, what else did I get? I ordered something else for, the eBay game. There's an eBay board game that I thought was really fun. That was also found out from Norm. And the guy's not sending it. He's a bum. So I'm probably just going to have to find it somewhere else. Oh, and Jeremy, I bought here Kitty Kitty. I got Machi Koro too, which is a fun little game. But none of that was for Christmas. I had to get them all. Which Star Wars board games has I collected and played? I have the Queen's Gambit, Star Wars Duels, Those are the only two I haven't reviewed yet. I will review them. The Star Wars interactive VCR game. Oh, I haven't reviewed that either. That is a really fun game. Return of the Jedi, Battle at the Starlight Pit, which is a kiddie game, which is fun. The Ewok game. Have I reviewed the Ewok game? Surely I have. I think I did very early. The Ewok game's fun. The pieces are fun. I need to play that again. It's been a while since I played the Ewok game. I didn't even count Baloney's Clone Wars story. That wouldn't even rank in my top 7. Favorite vessel from Star Wars? I don't know. I've always the movies, the X-wing. Oh, will you schedule a world tour, man? If I ever had the money, yeah, to meet everyone, that would be fun. And instead of meeting fans, though, I consider y'all as friends. Oh, I did rank the prequels. Okay. I will tell the missus that, John. Fish and chips, no good. I'll review Kenobi later on this month, next month. I'm getting close to finishing the Clone Wars, folks. But I'll review Kenobi soon enough. We'll talk about where it fits in the timeline. Ballad Jabin, very good. Alien Covenant being put on hold. I do not like the Alien series now. I mean, I may watch it, but it's gone downhill. Ridley Scott just doesn't know what he's doing, in my opinion. And they are so confusing now. Do I play any mobile games? One. I still play Temple Run. I'm an old man, but I still play that every once in a while. And then Age of Empire. That's not really maybe a mobile game, but I still have it on my computer, and I'll play that every once in a while. Those would be probably the only two. And I don't play Age of Empire that much anymore. It just comes in random spurts. And Temple Run only when I'm bored and I'm waiting on the missus to get ready to go somewhere. Should I read the Han Solo trilogy first or the Korean trilogy? I guess chronologically, read A.C. Crispin's trilogy first. Han Solo's trilogy by Brian Daley is fantastic, though. Mobile games are real games. They're a type of game. Do you feel that LucasArts needs a comeback? I wish they would, but I don't think they will. All right. Hold on. I was almost caught up. Hello from the Netherlands. That would be awesome if they announced Legends for their 40th anniversary, Jesper. Oh, and greetings from Denmark. That's awesome. Denmark. What type of Star Wars class? First class. Oh, Jedi. Ewok. Any opinion on the KOTOR mobile game? I don't play it, so I don't know. Sorry. I'm not an expert on mobile games, obviously. Any video games. Mainly board games for me. Josh, I'm glad you're enjoying the EU. I have, the Stargate reboot film trilogy being canceled. No, I didn't hear about that, Jonathan. Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of glad because I heard they weren't going in the direction of the TV show, which I love. So I'm not upset by that. What EU story would make the most exciting movie adaptation? New Jedi Order. I have played Cards Against Humanity. It's all right. It's not my cup of tea. That and Apples to Apples. I just don't like those games. To me, that seems it would get old very quick. I mean, it's fine. The games I played have been all right, but it seems like it would get old very quick. I know it's a very popular game with 1 billion expansions, though, so it probably will never get old. But, you know, it's okay. I've read all the short stories from the Old Republic website. Am I off work today? Yes, I am. This is my last day I'm off work. I've been off work this past week, getting things done, getting videos recorded and whatnot. A Boba Fett movie, to be honest, I think you're right. It would take away all the mystery of him, but the prequels kind of pull back the curtain on him anyway. So I don't know. I would love to come to GermanCon. That would be awesome. And Sweden. Look at this. This is awesome. All right, hold on. Let's do this. Almost there. Where am I? There I am. Other EU channels, Grey Jedi, I know about. The other ones I have not heard. EA working on Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's probably going to be another disaster. Is Labyrinth Eve the only book that talks about Grievous's past? Yes. Even though I recorded my review on that. I don't think I mentioned that because there is a comic book that does it too. But you're right. I think that's the only book that does novel that does go into his past. Yes, the comic books do a little bit as well. But yeah, I guess for books that'd be the only one. That is kind of neat. I should have mentioned that in the review. The new Trek show does look interesting. I'm interested in it. The one on CBS All Access, I'm interested. Jedi Ewok sounds like Teddy Bear Chuck Norris would make. Yeah. There's a college that teaches a Star Wars class. That's awesome. That's the class I would attend. Yeah, Jonathan, that's wild that I didn't hear about that Stargate. I didn't keep up with it because it was going to be a new canon. I wasn't interested. Star Wars: The Old Republic is I don't play Star Wars: The Old Republic, but it's a very big game. It's very popular. One of the most popular Legends errors there are. Have I watched Threads of Destiny? No. Are the Alien versus Predator movies canon with the other Alien? I'm not the expert on that, Jonathan, if Alien versus Predator movies are canon with the other Alien versus Predator movies, but I would say yes, even though they weren't that good. The first one especially was awful. Second one was a little bit better. Do you think a Han Solo movie is unnecessary? I love, someone made this quote one time. They've already made a Han Solo, young Han Solo movie. It was called Episode 4. Least favorite story in the EU, I will get to that eventually when I do my reviews. Do I play the RPGs for Star Wars? I haven't, and that's embarrassing. I originally got them to play with my friends, and because I'm in theater a lot, so we all do some acting, so role-playing games are perfect, right? And even though some of my friends have gotten into role-playing, they haven't done the Star Wars yet. I want to, but it doesn't seem, with all the board games you play, there's enough time. Now, I keep saying it, but maybe if I can get the group into it, I'd love to do it. Do you have the Legends forum logged on? No. Would you see a Darth Maul Shadowhunter movie from Legends? Yeah, I'd watch anything from Legends. I think it'd be awesome. I don't know of any actor. I don't know anything about the Han Solo film. Sorry. What is it that makes most people hate Crystal Star? David, that's a great question. No, I hate to say this, brother. Let me wait till I review it. There's too much about that. But I'll look at both sides. I know there's people who love Crystal Star, and we'll talk about that. I think that's interesting. I think it's also cool. I don't think they'll ever make an Old Republic movie. Sorry. Favorite novel in the New Jedi Order? Star by Star, I think. My favorite one. Out of those. EU character I found more annoying than Jar Jar. His dad, George. EU character I found more annoying. Oh, I know, but I can't reveal that. I'm going to be reviewing the book, so I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I didn't like the girl Knight Errant. I thought she was lying. Is that all so far that I've reviewed that I didn't like? Maybe. There's a few other ones. I'm going to get to one in the next couple of months, so I'll let you know. Yeah, the AVP movies don't contradict the other films. That's true. Making calls. An RPG video series. Woo! That would be rough. I'd love to. That'd be fun. Reading those Weston Games books were really good. They're really good for EU material. Would you have the missus take over one episode of Matt's Expanded Universe? I would love that. She taught, y'all mentioned that to her, and so we're talking about getting her to read a comic book and then reviewing it with me. I think that's a great idea. I'd love to have her more on the channel. I want her to review some of our board games together with me. Have you ever played the Star Wars miniatures games from the West Coast? No. Hello from the UK. No, I haven't. Haven't played anything from Wizards of the Coast. They look nice, but didn't they get bad reviews? The Wizards of the Coast miniature game. I don't know. I'm not the expert in it. I just think I heard that. I bet the RPGs are fantastic. You do not have to talk me into it. I think they're fantastic. I bet they are. Just looking at West End game stuff, even the Wizards of the Coast supplemental stuff is pretty good too. If you were to start a new Star Wars era in Legends, what would it set? Where would it set? If you were to start a new Star Wars era in Legends, I don't think I would. I'd want to explore what they already had. I wouldn't want to start a new era. I know that's a cop-out answer, but it's true. I would like him to fill out the other errors. Can you explain why Windu calls Grievous a coward, but in the EU he's more honorable? I mean, if you look at the Clone Wars, though, he is a coward. The Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. It's rough. I don't keep up with the new Superman comic books. Sorry, Tevye, I can't answer that one. Are they doing a Young Han Solo trilogy? That would seem unnecessary. Of course I can't hate Crystal Star. I love Waru. Which character in Star Wars universe is least favorite in the new canon? Don't read the new canon. Which characters were Ahsoka or Jar Jar? That's hard. That's a hard question. I don't know, Jeremy. Ahsoka or Jar Jar, who's worse? I have no idea. Jar Jar, maybe, by nose. Glad you're enjoying Prince of the Universe. No, I haven't read Heir to the Jedi. It doesn't go with the new canon. In fact, he hadn't even written it yet when they switched over. He was just announced as one of the writers, so it's completely new canon, which is fine. I'm not upset about that. Whoa, missed one. Thoughts on Jeff Loeb as a comic writer? I like Jeff Loeb. He's done some good stuff. So yeah. Have I read Books of the Jedi and Book of the Sith? No, I haven't. The reason being those are more supplemental stuff. And personally, I do not like them because of the scribble notes in the side. I think they are uncharacteristic of the characters, like Ahsoka writing, "Hey, Sky Guy, maybe you should look at this." Or the Emperor going, "I should look at this for later," circling it up. I don't see them writing little notes like little kids in high school. That's just me. I hear they're really good. I mean, if someone got me them for Christmas, I'd read them. But and I thought about getting stuff like the Bounty Hunter Code and the Imperial Handbook, where people tell me are just awesome. It's not happening right now. Not enough in there for me to want to get it. What does it mean, improvise on Star Wars Black Hero? But I don't collect the toys, but I mean, if I got one, they'd be nice, I think. All right, come on, dude. Scroll down. Do you know there will be a fourth Riddick movie and a live-action TV show? Really? I would love to see more Riddick movies. I thought they were all great. The TV show would be awesome too. That'd be a very expensive TV show, but I'd like to see it. But Life of the Oops, just missed that one. Where is it? But the Life of books, Ryder Wenham were amazing. I highly, yeah, Ryder Wenham does a good job. He combines a lot of EU stories into the Life of stories. So, and there is some new stuff in there, like in the what was it? I can't remember which one. No, that was his diary for Darth Maul. There's a few things in there that's not mentioned in any other books, but a lot of them he takes a bunch of stories from the EU and puts them in one novel. So the Life of Obi-Wan, yeah, he puts even a young what was it, a Golden Books story that I have in there, which is really good. Hey, glad your girlfriend's reading Heir to the Empire. She's gonna love it. Would I be a Jedi Guardian, a Counselor, or a Sentinel? Ooh, a Sentinel, maybe, or a Guardian, one of those two. Whoa, 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 whoa. How did I fall behind? I thought it was on the top of this. A lot of people like Ahsoka. She just didn't. She didn't appeal to me, but a lot of people did like her. Whoa. I think the Sith Empire make Sidious Empire look like it. Do I think the Sith Empire would make Sidious Empire look like a joke? Ugh, that's tough. Maybe. Maybe. It was very powerful. There's no denying that. Would I want to see more Sith novels between Darth Bane trilogy, showing the lineage between the two? Darth Zana, I'd love to see a Darth Zana book. If they did from Darth Ruin and kept doing Darth books as a series, that would be cool. That would be cool to read. But hopefully it wouldn't get too repetitive. But if you had people like Drew Karpyshyn, it wouldn't. Who do you believe is the Sithari? I'm not sure I understand that one. Do you get annoyed when uneducated EU haters use air forces and command as reference points because it annoys? Yeah, they just don't know what they're talking about most of the time. I found out they're just ignorant, is what they are. Favorite Sith Lord? Darth Caedus, I think. Valkyrin versus Sidious. I think Sidious, actually. I think Sidious is real strong. Depends on what era too, but yeah, I think Sidious. I think I took that questionnaire by Grey Jedi. I think I did. Me and Grey Jedi keep saying we're going to talk to each other, but I don't think we ever have yet. But I'd like to talk to him someday. Seems like a cool guy. I will be reviewing the Dark Empire series. Yes, I will. Not anytime soon, but I will. I can't wait to either. It's a great series. Most underrated book in the EU? Oh, thank you for that. I see. Favorite non-Sith dark side organization? I don't know of that many, Filthy Casual. Most underrated book in the EU? This one's hard because what does that mean, underrated? Because a lot of people didn't like New Jedi Order, but I thought they were really good. But a book that everyone passes on, No Prisoners, by Karen Travis, is one I've already reviewed. A lot of the children's books too, Jedi Apprentice. People think that young adult books can't be that good, but they really are. Galaxy of Fear had a lot young adult, children's book that had a lot of power in it. I don't know. It's all based on perspective. Dark Saber doesn't get as much love as it should. Just kind of going down my list here. There's a few. Have I seen the trailer for War of the Planet of the Apes? Yeah. Don't really know if I'm going to watch that. Am I already at 10 o'clock? I am. Look at that. Rogue Planet is definitely an underrated one. I agree with that. Let me see if I can get one last question here. What was the most overrated book in the EU? Overrated? I don't know. Oh, I do know. I can't answer that right now. No, I've already talked about what I thought about Republic Commando series. So there's one. I think it's a little overrated. Oh, but that's my personal opinion. A lot of people really love that one. Top 5 Dune novels? I don't know. That's a good question. Sandworms of Dune is my favorite. That's the last one in the original series. The original Dune book is really good. Gosh, there's too many there. I don't know. That's gonna be a hard one. I love the Dune books. All right. Let's see. I think I'm done. All right. Yeah. Will we find out what your worst Star Wars book is soon? Everyone wants to know that. You'll find out eventually. It's not that big a deal, but you'll find out eventually. I'm hoping to get to some of my top 10 pretty soon. This year, I'm probably going to hit a few. But yeah, and the only reason you got my bottom 10, you got a lot of my bottom 10 right now is because a lot of those older books meaning older in the timeline, I just did not like. So, but you'll eventually find those out. Anyway, folks, the best place to get gumbo in Louisiana right now, it's my mom. She actually made gumbo for the first time last night. She doesn't make gumbo at all, and it was really, really, really good. So come on down to Louisiana. She'll have to make you her jambalaya first. Jambalaya is the best. Gumbo is second now, in my opinion. But jambalaya is where she really shines. Anyway, folks, hey, look, I had a great time with the Q&A, as always. I'm going to go see my brother before he leaves today. Y'all have a happy new year, happy 2017. Going to do some more board game reviews on Wednesday, Matt's Expanding Universe, a weekly rundown with a few pictures, hopefully, that I forgot to post on the last weekly rundown. And I will see you later. Y'all have a great rest of your day.